What's going on Instagram? What's going on Instagram Live? For those of you guys watching the recording, we're going to start here in about 30 seconds. Going to send this invite out to a few people. Welcome on here. What's up, guys? How's it going? What's up, John? What's up, Al McLight? So however you say that, Sunny Trades. How are you guys doing? What's up, Nathan? What's up, Lisa? Good afternoon or evening or morning, wherever you are in this beautiful world. I wanted to hop on here on this live today. Over these last few weeks, over these last few months, I've been really doing a lot of self-reflection. I've been doing a lot of meditation. And a lot of the questions I've asked myself are, what is my purpose here? Why am I here on this planet? How can I be of service? You know, after doing the business I was doing, after being caught up in all different things, all different distractions, I took so much time within myself. I knew that God / the universe was redirecting me. And I've been really wondering, like, what type of service can I offer to provide the most value to the most people? And I've gotten really crystal clear on what my mission is on this earth, and that's to evolve the human race. I'm here to help people with the powers of manifestation and teach people how they can find their purpose. And something that's been super natural to me over these last couple weeks is my psychic abilities have been increasing a lot. And for those of you that don't know about psychic abilities, I'll just pretty much explain basically that, you know, we are all psychics. We all have psychic abilities. Some of the main ones that people have are clairvoyance, which is usually you're seeing images producing your third eye. You're getting messages from the higher realms. A lot of times that happens in dreams or in meditations. And the main one for me, the strongest one for me is called clairaudience. And it's where you can actually hear, kind of getting like hints of what to do next. So actually I'm like in constant communication with my spirit guys. And, you know, last 6-9 months has been a process of building that relationship. But I've decided, I've kind of realized that I can really only work with about 10 people at a time for this service that I'm offering. It's going to be called Infinite Abundance Coaching. I can only work with 10 people at a time. And, you know, some of you guys may know that I previously did a lot of network marketing, a lot of Forex. That's not what I'm offering here. I'm working with people that exclusively they feel like they're lost right now, or maybe they have an idea of what they want to do, but they're like, bro, what is my purpose in life? Why am I here? What do I need to do? How can I change this world? I see there's all this bullshit happening in the world. What can I do to play a role? And through me going within myself, I've been able to access the Akashic records. I've been able to access my higher self. I've been able to access, quite frankly, anything that I want to access, I have access to. So the information that I have a hold of is so powerful that I can't share it with everyone. I can't share it all on videos. But however, with these 10 lucky people, really not even lucky. Well, we're all lucky. If you believe you're lucky, you're lucky. But with these 10 people is exclusively with the purpose in co-creating the new earth. So for those of you that don't know, basically how we're going to create the new earth. For some of you guys have probably heard that term or you've heard me talk about it before. If you haven't, I'll basically give you a little simple breakdown. All individual human beings are connected to what is called the collective consciousness. We are all individual minds within the one collective mind. We have access to each other energetically through thought. Okay? We have access to each other energetically through thought. So when you think about someone, you're actually sending them energy. But however, my point here is with this is that we all are energetically connected. And as all of the thoughts you think go into the field, they go into the quantum field, or they go into the collective consciousness, or the ether, whatever word you want to call it. All right, all of your thoughts go into that field. So when enough people think a certain thought, that rubs off on everyone else. That's called the spillover effect. So as we change our vibration internally, as we change the way we think, we begin to change the collective reality. And you see, the collective reality that exists today is the way it is because of the people controlling the systems, right? A system is nothing more than a framework of reality. It is a box to live in, a belief system, whether we're talking politics, religions, education, health, the drug company, things are just beliefs, okay? And what goes into the minds of the most number of people? Let's see, we got a question here. Isaiah has a question. Oh, good question. Are we God but not actually God? Okay, here's my perspective. Now, I have gone through this process of surrendering my ego. You see, God, to me, you can't really compartmentalize God. You see what I'm saying? Like religions have tried to do that. Like you can't like put a label on God. God, I think what we're talking about when we say God is source energy. It is the divine intelligence that controls this planet. Whether you call it God, whether you call it the universe, the word you use is relevant. You see, words are just labels for vibrations. It's about the feeling. But however, you see, a lot of times when I speak, you see, it's not my human that's speaking. I don't just know these things. I get into a channeling state and I allow God or whatever spirits are channeling through, I allow them to channel through to that high vibrational frequency. So I'm not sitting here just so smart. I'm just getting out of the way and letting God speak through me. You see what I'm saying? And God is energy. God is love. You know what I mean? God is energy. God is love. And for those of you guys just hopping on, that's my mission. You know, I think on a fundamental level, vibrationally, what we're all here to do, it's not the physical realm. The physical realm is just a way to express your energetic blueprint, your energetic blueprint. And the way that works is we're basically generating source energy and transferring it into other people. Or another way to word that is we are loving ourselves, so we have an extra amount of love, or what's the word? We have like a overflow, a spillover of love to hand on to other people. So if I have all this love, my cup is completely full, I have to give it out. Otherwise, I'm about to explode with all this love inside me. I have to give it out to someone, or I'm just going to overflow. Like my love is overflowing. I have to share it. You see what I'm saying? And that's really what it is. You see, one person in the light is more powerful than 1,000 in the dark. You see, just by you changing your vibration, that changes everything in your reality and everyone around you that you come in contact with. But, dude, that was a good question, Isaiah. Does anyone else have any other questions on this topic that we're on here? I did put the details for this new coaching program in my story. I did put the details in there. It's been quite a while since I've offered something like this, or something that I've had complete clarity and guidance on what exactly it is to offer, because I've been kind of confused, honestly. Over these last few months, I've been really confused. I've been really confused, bro. There's no cap. Like, I've been really confused. I'm like, God, what are you trying to show me? Like, why am I lost right now? What am I doing here? What is the point? You know? And what's going on, the kid? What's going on, me, smaller? I think a lot of us are in that situation right now where we're like, okay, the reality I thought I had has now been crumbling to pieces. Everything I thought was real is no longer real, or I'm questioning it, or I don't know what to think anymore. What's the point? I lost all the money. I don't have the friends anymore. I'm alone. You know, I think the best thing that we can do right now is be alone. I think we all need some time to ourselves. Because when we allow ourselves to become deprogrammed, when we deprogram ourselves, sometimes we got to take a step back from our phones. You know, sometimes we got to take a step back from the people in our environment. Maybe you got to spend a whole day in nature. Maybe you should meditate for an hour and a half. You know, go within yourself, realize that the real world exists within yourself. The outer world reflects back to you how you feel and what you believe about it. You see, all the answers exist within. All the answers exist within yourself before your mind can think of a question. And I had an experience about a week and a half ago with mushrooms, with plant medicine. For those of you guys who have never done plant medicine, I definitely would consider it, especially if you're lost right now. You feel like you're overthinking. You feel like you have a lot of quote unquote problems in your head. I would definitely consider going down that route. And one thing that the mushrooms were showing me was that you don't, this was a recurring message I got from the mushrooms. And the mushrooms are a spirit. You see, everything is alive. all the plants, all the animals, pretty much everything is consciousness. But anyway, what they were telling me was, hey, Jordan, you don't have to figure everything out. You don't have to figure anything out because you already are. So that's what I want to share with you guys today. Like, each and every single one of you, you are a unique expression. You are a unique perspective of God, of Source. You are a unique perspective of the universe. Your soul already knows what to do. You don't have to understand it mentally, intellectually, psychologically. You don't have to understand. You see, because the mind that's trying to understand your soul is your ego based off of your past experiences. So by definition, for you to become who you truly are, you're not going to already know with this physical mind, but your spiritual mind, aka your heart, is already going to know. You see what I'm saying? So maybe a lot of you, maybe one of you on here is naturally a musician or naturally an artist. I've been doing a lot of psychic readings over these last couple of days, and I have found that a lot of people are doing something right now that they don't want to do. They're doing what they settled for. They're doing what they think they have to do to pay the bills. You know? And a lot of us, whether it was when we were 3 years old or 5 years old or 7 years old, we were either musicians, we were artists, or whatever it was. That's what has been coming up a lot for me, either a musician or an artist. And someone, whether it was a parent, a friend, someone told you weren't good enough. So you grabbed that information, you grabbed a little piece of information, believed it, and replayed it in your head. Every time you wanted to paint again, you told yourself, I'm not a good painter. I'm not good enough. Or I can't sing. A lot of times what happens is, because we've been programmed and conditioned to compare ourselves to other people, right? We've been programmed and conditioned to compare ourselves to other people. A lot of times what happens is you have someone in your life as a 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old kid. Maybe it was, I'll give you an example, right? So recently I've been playing a lot of music, and I never saw myself as a musician. So I'm like, why am I all of a sudden just like singing and dancing all the time? I'm like, why is this happening? But that's what my soul's trying to express through me. It's not a way that I saw myself or quote unquote see myself, but I realized through meditation that there was a time when I was about 3 or 4 years old. And for those of you guys that don't know, I actually have a twin brother. He's very musically talented. He's very musically gifted. He plays the piano and he sings, right? So there was actually a period of time when I was about 4 years old where we were both playing the piano. I had noticed that he was a little bit better than me. I still enjoyed it. I wasn't bad, but he was a little bit better than me. And I don't know if it was my parents that said it or, I just observed it myself. But I basically came to the conclusion that I wasn't good enough because he was better than me and I was comparing myself to him. So what happened was I didn't want to lose that quote unquote competition that I had in my head. So I quit altogether and just told myself I'm not a musician. Oh, that's what he does. I'm not a musician. But deep down, I wanted to play music as a 3-year-old kid, 4-year-old kid. You see what I'm saying? I think this happens to a lot of people. Right? What's going on, guys? What's up, Kayla? What's up, Kolvik? Brandon? I don't know. You guys drop in a comment below. Is that making sense? Is that resonating with any of you? Do you feel like maybe you always wanted to be a musician or maybe an artist? Look, here, I'm telling you right now, do it. Do it. Fuck it. Honestly, do it now. Why? Here's the thing. It doesn't have to be you labeling it as good or bad or better or worse. These are just labels in the mind. There's no labels in your soul. It doesn't have to be better or worse, good or bad. You're just going to be having an experience. And you see, if it's your true soul expression, you're going to be enjoying it. You're going to be having fun. It's going to be natural. And it doesn't matter, the external doesn't matter. You see, by you enjoying yourself and being in your true authenticity and by being your true self, then automatically the result, even though you don't care about it, will come in the right time. You won't even care about it then. You see, that's what I found in my life is that when we stop caring about the outcome, that's when the outcome appears. But if we're so focused on this has to work for this reason and this thing has to happen for this reason. What's going on, Jay? What's going on, Abdul Santana? That's typically what happens. And that's what I've been experiencing. Like I said, guys, for those of you just hopping on, I've just been getting through this last few months of just so much. It's like I've been experiencing the greatest states of bliss and the greatest periods of confusion. and just frustration. And it was like, this is how the cycle usually goes. You try so hard, you're trying to control everything, trying to plan everything out, trying to get everything perfect. And then next thing you know, you have no choice but to surrender. And when you finally surrender, God's going to show you the way. Or your higher self is going to show you the way. Or your guide is going to show you the way. You see, we all have a spiritual team around us. We all have spiritual guides. And they're always with you, but you're not always with them. And that's one thing I've learned, is how to build that relationship with my spirit guides. And now I know how to teach it to other people as well. It's one of the most empowering things you can do to receive divine guidance. Because from one perspective, your spirit guides are just your future self looking back at you and telling you what to do next. Like literally. You see, your ego is in your head. Your ego is in your head saying, hey, you must stay consistent to how we define ourselves. But then your spirit guides is like this future version of you that you want to be is telling you, hey, don't do that or do this. Hey, don't do that, do this. Remember this quote every single day. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. I had to literally lose everything I had. I had to lose every belief that I had to come to the conclusion of, I'm just going to listen to God. I'm just going to be my higher self in human form. Like, I had to lose everything to come to that conclusion. Like, I was sitting there, I was just driving around in my car, like I was behind on the bills on the car. My car was taken from me, and I started walking. I had 2 months where I was walking an hour a day or 2 hours a day just to get like groceries and stuff. And I was like, and that's not something I ever thought I would ever do. But the reason why all this was happening it's not because it was a bad thing. It's not because it was bad. It was because I was being redirected. You see, I was being redirected. A lot of times we have something that's comfortable, like being in a network marketing company where I'd hit the rank of 10,000 a month, where I didn't maintain the rank of 10,000 a month, but I was right underneath it, where it was real comfortable, it was real safe. I felt like that's where I was going to be. I'm just going to grow that to 100,000 a month. But God had different plans for me. You see what I'm saying? Like, the divine powers are always working for us. The divine powers are always working for us. It's not always going to make sense. It's not always going to make sense. And most of the time, it's not going to make sense. You just got to trust. We just got to trust. Everything's always working out for us. Whether we know it or not, everything that happens to you right now is happening for your highest good. It's happening for your highest good. Sometimes we have to lose things in the physical so that we can detach from the physical and realize we don't need anything outside of ourselves to be happy, to be at peace. The real world exists within yourself. The outer world reflects back to you how you feel and what you believe about it. Nothing matters outside of your internal state. You see, the reason why we even have goals and we have these dreams and we have these visions is because, number one, yes, desire is possibility seeking expression. But number two, we have a goal. The reason why we have a goal in mind is because we have a perspective of how we think that goal is going to make us feel. We say, oh, this goal is going to make me feel better. And what happens is a lot of times we attach ourselves to thinking that our current situation is not good enough and we're resisting our now. This has happened to me over and over and over and over and over again. It's a lesson that I'm still learning. Like, stop resisting your now. If you are vibrationally saying, where I'm at is not good enough, I'm better than this, I should be there already, you're resisting and still feeding energetically your current now that you don't prefer. See, yes, there's a future that you prefer, but as so long that you're resisting your now, you're blocking your future from coming. So we really got to get to this place where we're at peace with our now, we're loving and grateful for this now, while having the vision of the future, knowing that if we take care of the present moment, the future is going to take care of itself. You see? But if we're spending our present moment focusing on, I'm not where I want to be yet. Damn, I can't believe I'm not there yet. I should be better. I'm better than this. You're creating that over and over and over again. Like running in circles. You ever feel like you're running in circles? That's why. If you ever feel like you're running in circles, that's why. Straight up. What's going on? What's up, Jonah? I love you, my brother. What's up, Madrid? What's up, a.k.a. Justin Smith? For those of you hopping on here, I'll just recap everything really quickly before we hop off. This has been a great live. Over these last few months, pretty much for majority of this year, I've known that the universe is redirecting me. I've gotten away from the point of I'm going to make decisions based off what my ego wants. You see, my ego wants all these different things. I want this, and this, because this is going to make me feel happy. I'm going to feel worthy. I'm going to feel important. I need this many followers. I need this much money. I need this much attention, because then I'm going to feel worthy and good, all whole and complete. But I've been redirected. I've had no choice. I have a higher purpose here. And for me to find out and remember who I really am, aka the true soul expression that I deep down already know that I am, for me to remember that, I had to forget everything that I thought I knew. I had to let go of every belief I have. I had to let go of all the people in my life. I had to let go of all the businesses I was in. I had to let go of all the contacts I had. I had to let go of all the relationships. I had to let go of all of that so I could be shown what is my higher purpose, what is my divine guidance, without letting anyone outside of me to influence me. You see what I'm saying? We got to stop listening to other people. We got to listen to ourselves. You already know the answers. You know every answer you need. You know, that's one thing that's been a reoccurring message from my guides, which I know is relevant for everyone right now. Stop worrying about the future. If you really want to shift into the higher dimensions, if you really want to shift into the present moment, into the fifth dimension, you can't be thinking about the present, the past, or the future. The past and the future exist in the fourth dimension. This is where you're worrying about time. Like, well, what am I going to do next? Or what am I going to do tomorrow or next week? Tomorrow doesn't exist, bro. There are infinite possibilities that exist in the present moment when you actually truly stay present in this moment. You don't know what's going to happen next. When you stay on your toes, instead of over planning, you're going to receive divine guidance moment by moment, and you're actually going to be able to listen because you don't have a predetermined notion in your head of what you're going to do next. You see what I'm saying? That's one of the greatest beliefs that's been the hardest for me to break, was me thinking I have to have a schedule all the time. Me thinking I have to have a set time to wake up, I have to have a set time to go to sleep, I have to do this first and then this second and then this third. That's linear speaking. Yes, that's great, and that's a great way to program your subconscious mind, which is, it still works. Like, it's a framework of reality. It's a perspective that's definitely works. It produces results. But I know for me, for my own truth, it doesn't really currently work right now in this moment. Now, maybe something I do later on in another version of the now, but as far as this now, no, that's not something for me. You see it? So that's one thing my guides have been telling me over and over again. I think it's relevant for everyone right now, is we're being divinely guided right now. The veil is lifting. It's going to be much easier to contact your spirit guides now than it was a year ago. You see what I'm saying? Because the veil between the physical realm and the astral realm is much thinner. You can actually receive spiritual guidance on a much higher level right now than before. So for us to receive this spiritual guidance, we have to let go of everything. You got to let go. You got to let go of everything you have in your mind. And this is another message I have for you. I don't know who this is for. Stop trying to figure everything out, because you already are. Stop trying to figure everything out. You don't have to figure anything out. You don't have to figure anything out because you already are. Your soul, aka your internal guidance system, your higher self that's expressing through your physical body, already knows what to do. You don't have to know physically. You see, you can connect the dots looking back if that makes you feel good, but you don't have to know. You don't have to know physically. You just have to follow your feelings. Know vibrationally. Your soul will guide you to what is next. Okay? It's a process. You know, it's not an easy thing to do. It takes time. It's a process. We have layers. See, us human beings, we have layers and attachments. We have attachment to people, to places, to things, to beliefs. These attachments somewhat weigh us down into the third dimension. Third dimension it's a beautiful place. It's not bad, but we're ascending. We're ascending right now. If you really want to ascend, you got to let go of time. You got to let go of everything that's not you. You know, one of the hardest things for me to let go of is relationships. You know, me being a Cancer sun, if you guys are someone that believes in astrology and stuff like that, like, it's real easy for me to build connections with people because I'm a very loving and caring person. And it tends to be easy to develop an attachment to people that I'm close to, something that I'm working on, but it's not a bad thing. But it can be difficult to let go of people because you want to help everyone. You want to make sure everyone else is doing great all the time. You want to please everyone else. You want to make sure everyone else is doing good. But here's the thing, guys. We're all ascending at different levels and different rates. Sometimes like God / the universe got a whole different plan for you. And you're not going to be able to take everyone with you. You're going to have to go at your own rate. You see, you're going to have to go at your own rate. The people that are in your life right now may not be the people in your life in a month or a year. You don't know that. It's not up to you to decide. Listen to your divine guidance. You see, I think this is where it gets interesting, right? We think we know everything. Our ego does. We think we are our ego, but in reality, our ego is our false self or our identity. An ego is like a box or a framework of reality. It's like I am a basketball player. For me, I always played basketball growing up. So it's like, I am a basketball player. I play Fortnite. I live in this town. This is my name. I go to this school. That's a frame. You're framing your reality based off of how you define yourself based off of your past. Okay? When you get rid of that frame, now you become a blank canvas and you allow your higher self to paint whatever is natural to your soul expression in this moment. But for you to get to that point of divine guidance, you can't constantly stay in that same frame. You see, that's how you receive higher guidance. That's how you allow God to speak to you, is you get out of your head, you get out of everything you think you know, and you have to truly become that blank canvas and allow source to paint on you. Like, I had no idea I was going to go live today until like 10 seconds before I went live. Like, when you're truly present, when you're truly in this ascension process, like, one of the things you have to let go of is time. You know, that's the reoccurring message for me. One thing that has been really hard for me to let go of was to just thinking I have to plan everything out, thinking I have to have a perfect schedule. I got to do this first, this second, this third. I got to wake up at 6 a.m. And if I don't wake up at 6 a.m., I had a meaning on it. So if I don't wake up at 6 a.m., that means I'm not good enough. I'm not committed. I'm not disciplined. These are all just labels the mind puts on things. You see, labels are just limitations. You don't need all these rules. You see, you're the creator of your reality. Anything you believe is true for you because you believe it. Nothing is true. Everything is a self-fulfilling prophecy. So all these ideas, beliefs, and concepts about what you need to do to be successful, they're just beliefs. It may not work for you. It may, though. It may work for you. I knew that I was being redirected in a different way. It just went through this past weekend. Yeah, I would say just trust yourself. Just trust yourself. You go within your heart space and realize you have all the answers within. Have I ever thought of being a priest? I've thought about it. I've definitely thought about it. You know, maybe in a future version of the now we could see that. What's up, Joseph? Just went through it this past weekend. What's going on, Joseph? Yeah, we were just talking about today, like, 2 or 3 of the main messages that I've been receiving over and over again. And one way for you guys to know if it's your ego or if it's divine guidance, pay attention to this, right? If it's your ego, that means it's a program and it's coming in your head, okay? Whereas if it's your higher guidance or your internal guidance system, it's going to come more so in your heart or your gut, okay? So one thing you can do to receive clear intuition is fast. I'm fasting right now. If you're not sure what to do next, if you're confused, if you're trying to figure everything out, it's because you're not connected to your higher self. Your higher self doesn't effort. Your higher self doesn't stress. Your higher self doesn't think. Your higher self just is. You see, if you're connected with your higher self, you don't have to figure things out because you already are. Okay? You already are. You already know what's next. You don't need to know what's next. You're just paying attention to what is now. And by taking care of the present moment, the future takes care of itself. Okay? What's going on, King Greer? What's going on, Laptieler? Oeo Dano. Yeah, so basically I'll recap. So whenever you're the fastest way to a spiritual breakthrough, of course, yes, meditation is meditation and fasting. That's gonna be the 2 fastest ways to a spiritual breakthrough. And I'll add on, if you just spend like an entire day in nature. Sometimes this is what we gotta do, guys. This is what I've realized. Because one of the beliefs that, like I said earlier, has been the hardest for me to break was just believing I have to control everything. I got to figure everything out. I got to know what I'm going to do next. And sometimes we got to take a whole day off. You know, sometimes we just got to say, look, I'm done controlling everything. Universe, speak to me today. God, just show me what I need to be shown today. I'm surrendering my ego. I don't know shit. I know nothing. When you're really at that place of I know nothing, then you receive divine guidance. It's the most powerful place you can be. What is your advice on someone who has a mental breakdown like every day? I would totally need to know more specifics. You could message me, but my general advice, basically what I'm getting is, what comes to mind is pay attention to two things: what you're allowing into your mind and what you're allowing into your body. Now, I don't know this I don't know this specific situation. If you feel like sharing with me, you definitely can message me. But typically, if we are having anxiety attacks or mental breakdowns, a lot of times it's because stress, right? Stressful situations, things are happening. Like I said, I don't know this specific situation, but odds are something's happening that I've had 6 people die in my life and I'm only 15. Okay, well, hopefully I'll share this perspective with you. Hopefully it helps a little bit. Now it's totally natural to be grieving. It's a natural emotion to be grieving. But however, remember that these, and you may notice, may not notice, I don't know, but this physical experience is temporary. Our spirits are eternal. So the 6 people that died, they more or less just what's the word? They transferred into the other realm. So you're not separated from them. I will say, like, yes, in the physical realm, you're no longer able to contact them physically, but you can still connect with them spiritually via thought. So when you think about them, you're actually sending them energy. So of course, like I said, it's natural to be grieving, maybe having a mental breakdown. That's cool. But they will be able to feel that in the astral realm. So the best thing you can do for them and for yourself is to let them go. Maybe, easier said than done. But just know that they are taken care of. It all happened for the highest good. You can meet them in any version of reality that you prefer. Of course, they're no longer here. And however you interpret that is completely up to you. But if it's about like meeting them again and stuff like that, I wouldn't worry about it. You guys have probably met multiple times in multiple incarnations together. Just in the one islands, got away for a few days. Yeah. The best thing you can do when you don't know what to do next is just to take time off, dude. Like, if you're confused about what to do next, that means there's nothing you need to do. We think, we've been programmed by society, you see. You have to be working 8 hours a day, every day, or you're lazy. What? That's a belief. That's just a belief. That's just an idea that's in your head. That's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay? Let go of all beliefs that don't serve you. That's how we ascend. Okay? Ascension is raising our vibration and letting go of the old, letting go of the emotions, letting go of the beliefs, letting go of the people, letting go of everything we're attached to that's not really us. You see, our true self is our soul expression. It's coming from our heart space. It's our natural, energetic fingerprint on this reality. Okay? So maybe you are a fighter, or maybe you are a musician, or maybe you are an artist, or a teacher, or a builder, or an athlete, or an architect. That's your natural expression energetically. Okay? It's your natural expression energetically. A lot of people in this matrix were told what it takes to be successful, what it takes to have the American dream, what it takes to have what you need to be a functional person of society. We were told these things. Those are just ideas implanted into our mind on a repetitive basis, which created a belief in our mind, which was then a self-fulfilling prophecy, aka it became true in our reality because we believed it to be true. You see, and this is part of ascending, is letting go of these beliefs. It's stop allowing other people to determine what you believe and what you think. It's called thinking for yourself. You see, but when the same group of people, or whatever you want to call them, some will even argue that they're extraterrestrial, which maybe it is, maybe it's not, whatever has been controlling this planet, they have done so through mind control and brainwashing. They've given us systems. We depend on the system, and therefore, because we depend on the system, we automatically believe what they tell us. We've been programmed since we were children. If you guys probably heard this growing up, right? Children should be seen and not heard. Just listen to authority. Don't question things. Just do what we say. We have your best interest. But here's the thing, guys. The authority figures on this planet, time and time again, have proven that they never had our best interest to begin with. They never had our best interest to begin with. So you got to listen to yourself. You got to listen to yourself. When you're truly finding your higher guidance within, and you know that you're being guided to do something different, you got to know already that the people in your life are going to have expectations on you to stay the same as you were. It's going to happen. It happened to me multiple times. People are like, why are you doing this? Why are you acting like this? I thought you were doing this. Who do you think you are? Well, guess what? I'm being me. This false identity that I thought I was, this ego of this person that grew up in this town and had this name and had this job and had this belief system, that was all not me. That was fake. That was an illusion. You see, when you strip away everything you think you are, you remember who you really are. You remember who you really are, which is your true soul expression. Your higher self already knows. You don't have to figure anything out because you already are. You don't have to figure anything out because you already are. So through this last couple months, I've been so confused. I knew God was redirecting me. And I spent so much time alone that I was just longing for connection and communication and service, because the thing that really I love the most is just being of service to other people and just helping other people. And one thing that's been naturally happening for me over these last couple of weeks is my psychic abilities have been increasing dramatically. Been very, very connected with my spirit guides. My intuition is increasing on a mass level. I'm very clairaudient. That's my strongest, and clairsentience and clairvoyance, honestly, all three of them. But clairaudience is the strongest. And I'm like, how can I provide some type of service that I can provide more value, much more than I provide in just a video? And that's kind of where I just came up with this idea of infinite abundance coaching. And I've done one-on-one coaching before. I've done network marketing before. I've done a lot of coaching before, but it's been a while since I've actually had an actual offering for coaching. But however, I've decided that I'm only one person. I don't have time and energy for more than 10 people at a time. I've decided to do an 8-week program that's individualized to the person, and I'm specifically looking for people that want to change the world and want to change themselves, because my mission is to evolve the human race to assist in the process of co-creating the new earth. So for us to create the new earth, we must change ourselves. If we want to see the change in the world, we got to change within ourselves. And that's what I've been able to do. And I'm looking for people that specifically want to find out what is their true passion and purpose in life. Like, what is the point of being here? How can I be of service to this world? How can I change this world? And how can I use the powers of manifestation to create the reality that I prefer, not only for me, but for the entire world? So that's the type of people that I'm working with. I only have room for 10 people at a time. It's going to be completely personalized and individualized to the person. So if that's something that you feel is a good fit for you, we can hop on the phone, kind of go over your situation and see if it's a mutual good fit. And, if it is, great. If it's not, I'll definitely be able to give you the best guidance I can as far as where to go. But that's my mission, is to evolve the human race. Yeah, superpowers. Yeah, we all have these psychic powers. We all have these psychic powers. We all have these psychic abilities. And it's like I was saying earlier in the video, guys, for you guys hopping on, like, I had no idea this was going to happen. I just knew God was redirecting me. I didn't know I was going to hop on this live today. I'm just following the present moment. I'm just following my divine guidance. But yep, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm offering moving forward. It's something super easy and natural for me to pick up energy, to tell you. I can tell you pretty much immediately just by asking questions, intuitively, whatever is blocked in there that you need to see, and so on and so forth. What's up, Booty Swaggy? Takes a while to understand. And Juan Pablo. If you guys want extra information on this new coaching program, you can send me a message. I also have details on my story right now. I only have a limited spots of 10 people. We will be beginning this program on May 25th, which is in like 2 weeks. So we will be filling up those 10 spots over these next 2 weeks. That sounds like something that you are ready for and looking forward to. Send me a message. We'll see if it's a mutual good fit. And with that being said, guys, we'll see you on the next one in another version of The Now.